Buddy, welcome to another video from the Powerbomb Project. I am one of your hosts, Daniel, joined by my other two hosts.
It's Berman.
And Chris.
So today we're going to be talking about the show that is happening this Saturday, Crown Jewel 2022. Now, they have been in contract with Saudi Arabia since 2018 to do, I believe, 10 shows. It was a $1 billion deal, $100 million per show. It's somewhere in that frame, like 10 to 20 shows, 50 to 100 million per show. It's around that frame. But anyways, there was a lot of controversy in Saudi Arabia that I'm not really going to discuss too much. So the event may or may not be happening in Saudi Arabia. So the fate of the show, it's still going to happen and everything, but it seems like some things are still kind of uncertain for the most part. But we got 8 matches to talk about today. They're happening on Saturday. We're not going to talk about the political stuff or anything going on with, the behind the scenes as well. We're just here to talk wrestling. So, without further ado, let's begin. The first match that I have here is a rematch from Monday Night Raw this week. The women's tag team champions, Asuka and Alexa Bliss, defend against Io Sky and Dakota Kai Damage Control. Now, I just have to say it. Damage Control losing on Monday was really, really stupid. And here's the thing. I don't dislike Alexa. I don't dislike Asuka. As a matter of fact, I like them both. But these two do not have chemistry as a tag team. And more importantly, they both feel kind of directionless. And it seems like this tag team is the only thing that can keep them going, keep them doing something. Now, if you want heat heading into the Women's War Games match, here's what we do. Damage Control takes back those titles. They take back the tag team titles, and they become a 2-time tag team champions. And then Alexa and Asuka, yes, that is only a 6-day title reign. But, again, I don't think this was a team that should have really won those tag belts in the first place. It just honestly really hurt Damage Control. And if all of Damage Control loses at Crown Jewel, I think it's safe to say they're breaking up this group. But I feel like there needs to be some heat heading into War Games. So my prediction is Damage Control to take the belts back. I don't see Asuka and Alexa going 2-0 on this.
Yeah, me too. I like Damage Control more than Asuka and Alexa. To me, Alexa just needs to go back to Bray Wyatt. That's completely my opinion. I think that's what she needs to do. And I like just Damage Control. So for me, an expectation for me is probably just a 6.5 out of the match.
Yeah, it's a 6. What do you think, Chris?
It'll be average. Like you said before, the whole Asuka and Alexa Bliss, they're great. But as for why they won the belts, I'm not too sure. Maybe it's because it was just supposed to be like something for Saudi Arabia. But since that's no longer the case, it was kind of Vince writing, I should say. But obviously, Damage Control is going to win. Otherwise, what's the point of bringing this faction? And it's really stupid to do that to Asuka and Alexa because that's just going to make them look weak. And then who else do we have for Damage Control? So it's going to get a 5. Yeah.
See, they kind of cornered themselves with tag teams here, and hopefully they can, hopefully WWE can get their shit together when it comes to women's tag team wrestling.
Or else get that done.
Yeah, now we move on to what, in my opinion, what will be the worst match on this entire show, Braun Strowman versus Omos. What did we do to deserve this train wreck? I am sincerely asking. WWE, what did we do to deserve this? This match might be one of the very worst matches we see all year, and I am not over-exaggerating on that statement whatsoever. Braun is a guy who needs to be carried by his opponent. And Omos, no matter the opponent, the match still sucks. So, Omos can't even wrestle. He is just as bad as the Great Khali right now, and I will not take that back. And then as for Braun Strowman, yes, I understand. This is giant versus giant. This isn't meant to please the hardcore wrestling fans. It's meant to appease the casual wrestling fans. And will it do its job? Probably. But this match is going to be really bad. Braun's going to win. 3 out of 10 expectation. There's no part of me that genuinely wants to see this match.
Completely the same. I'd make it short. I feel like Braun Strowman's going to win this. I'm hoping after the Braun Strowman wins this, Omos gets fired or just quits and goes somewhere else. And my expectations is a 3.
Oh, dude. And then I'm with you, Berman. But you know what I expect is gonna happen? Which
Shoot.
a certain somebody is gonna get involved in one of the upper middle card matches after almost takes the loss, and I wonder what they're gonna do.
You're talking about MVP?
Yeah.
MVP could get involved, man.
So that's all I'm
That's
hoping for. That's what I'm
Or
hoping
just
for.
get Rowan killed.
We'll
Yeah.
see, but it's gonna get a 2. I don't. It's gonna be the bathroom break match.
It's going to be worse
Trash.
than the bathroom break.
It's gonna be better than a Sammy Guevara match.
Oh.
It's an early dinner match.
All right. Now we move on to match number 3. The Club versus Judgment Day 6-man tag. I'm going to make this very quick. A lot of people have a lot of theories about some people from the Bullet Club or Chaos possibly coming in. If that happens, great. I don't think it will, though. I don't think we are going to see a WWE New Japan kind of Forbidden Door anytime soon. Do I think it'll happen eventually? Yes, because I think Triple H appreciates, indie wrestling, unlike, Vince did. So I think that is a possibility, but I don't see that just yet. I think right now we're focused on growing the Judgment Day, making that look as powerful as can be. Probably settle things with Edge at Survivor Series, if I had to assume. Do I think Judgment Day is going to last much longer? Not really. I have a feeling by Royal Rumble to WrestleMania, we're going to start seeing the cracks within the group. But yeah, for now, I think Judgment Day takes the victory. I expect a good match, nothing fantastic. I expect a 7.
Yeah, make it quick too. I would love I love Judgment Day a lot, and I'm hoping that they stay for a good while until they maybe go against the Bloodline, because I feel like that's a good faction to faction one if they get another person there. But right now, I think I want Judgment Day to win completely. So I probably expect this to be a 7.5 out of 10 for me.
And you know what? I will give it a 6 because I don't know about you guys, but like lately I've not been feeling the Judgment Day at all whatsoever. It's getting very stale. So they're not actually doing anything except trying to push Mysterio.
Again, that's why I'm kind of thinking this group might not last past Mysterio and Edge.
So I expect it to be good. Judgment Day is probably gonna win again because of Ripley, unless like somehow the club gets like a female wrestler involved. I don't know who to kind of counter Ripley, but I think it's gonna be a good match. So I'm gonna give it a 7.
Yeah, I would say Liv Morgan, but different brand. Different brand.
I don't think they sometimes care about the different brand stuff.
Yeah, true. They break that rule like every week.
Yeah. So.
All right. Match 4, Steel Cage, Drew McIntyre versus Karrion Kross. All right. This is where I'd be brutally honest. Kross doesn't have it. And when I say it, I mean the capability of being a main event player. When you go back and watch his NXT run, it makes sense why he kind of got the Bill Goldberg booking. The shorter matches, all that stuff, because he is a bigger guy. And, he does have a destructive moveset. But put him in the ring for longer than 10 minutes, you're more than likely going to get a bad match. And that's just the truth. Karrion Kross is very, very mid inside that ring. And Triple H has tried everything in his power to make this guy a believable main event talent. But nothing is going to work. This guy is not going to beat Roman Reigns. This guy is not even going to beat Gunther. So, with that being said, when I think about the long term, who's the main event star? It's not Karrion Kross. It's Drew McIntyre. So, this match is going to be average as well. Probably a 6. And again, I don't hate Karrion Kross, but he is not a main event guy. and he never will be. And it will take a lot of convincing to tell me otherwise. So I'm going with Drew McIntyre to get his win back. He needs it more, and that's just that.
For me, I'm always a big fan of Karrion Kross, so I do like Drew McIntyre, same thing, but Karrion Kross has been one of my favorites in NXT. But yes, I do get where you see that he doesn't have his strut. I'm gonna say right now, maybe he can't feel his strut right now because I don't know for reason right now. Right now, but to me, he felt really impressive fighting against Madcap Moss on SmackDown. It was pretty impressive how good the match was for me. So I'm gonna give it this Karrion Kross to win this steel cage match. I want to see him to win and at least go against Roman Reigns for a match. Maybe not win it, but give a good fair showing against Roman Reigns at least. So I give this probably a 7 for me as the expectations.
And it's honestly, I'm not going to be too harsh just for the fact that this is a steel cage match, so it's going to be somewhat entertaining. Hopefully Drew McIntyre does win, but again, Karrion Kross has like his little lady on the side to help him cheat, just like the last match was kind of ass. So I think for what it is, it's just going to be like a 5. It's going to be like, eh.
Yeah, I just feel like this actually hurt Drew more than it helped Karrion, but that's just my opinion. Now, we move on to the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship match. The Usos, the champions, versus the Brawling Brutes. Now, they had a match a few weeks ago on SmackDown, and it was one of the best, one of the best TV matches I've seen from WWE this year. Just the moonsault into the double super kick spot and tons of other spots in that match. Overall, I think this will be another great match. A lot of people are sleeping on this. If you haven't seen the SmackDown match they had, go check it out. And who knows, maybe this rematch will even top that match. So I'm going to predict the Usos to retain, as I see them building towards Brawling Brutes versus the Bloodline in War Games. I think that's where we're headed. So, yeah, I think the Usos win. They're going to beat them dirty, and I expect a great match. It's going to be an 8.
Yeah, me too. I think this is gonna be a great match. The first one was amazing, and I would like to see. To be honest, I actually want to see Brutes win those titles, but I think the Usos are trying to get into the main event spot, and maybe just gonna go Usos versus the New Day, probably just to finish out their historic title reign. So Usos, I give this an 8.5 for me.
And honestly, I'm with it. I hope the Usos actually do win, but if they somehow end up losing, it's because of Sammy. But it's gonna be a fun match. Hopefully the
What do
Usos
you mean
deliver
because of Sammy?
because
What do you
Sammy
mean?
because Sammy is too good for the Usos, and he's gonna be the guy that dethrones Roman Reigns.
Well, true on the second half, but on the first half, he's going to be the reason the Usos win.
Yeah, because they're not Usi.
Yeah, Sammy will help them become again.
It's always funny when I hear that.
It's gonna be an 8, and it's gonna be a 9 if they somehow do that shit again.
Usi.
Usi.
All right. Now we move on to a last woman standing match, the second stipulation match in a row between Bianca Belair, the champion, and Bayley, the challenger. Raw Women's Championship match. I expected to be around the same quality as their ladder match. Pretty good, but nothing spectacular. Again, what I said earlier about Damage Control, we need to bring heat into Damage Control, and we need to get a Women's War Games match out of it. So Damage Control takes the tag belts, and as for Bayley, she beats Bianca. Whether it's with the help of her friends or not, she needs to beat Bianca. And again, if she doesn't beat Bianca and her, two friends, Io and Dakota, don't take back those titles, I can very likely see a downfall for these three sometime soon. But I don't think we're there yet. I think Bayley takes this title.
Yeah, I like Bianca Belair, but she's getting kind of stale in my opinion. So I want Bayley to win completely. It could be a good. I think to me this is gonna be a good match. And if Bayley loses, and if Damage Control loses too, they're gonna break that whole thing up, and it's not gonna be fun. But if they do win and Bailey wins, it's gonna be great. It should be a 7.5 to me.
And then I feel it too. Obviously Bailey's winning unless for some strange reason we just all of a sudden decide to make up for the Saudi being canceled. We just go all wild and just let all new champions heading forth with Damage Control
Well,
and Bailey, or I mean, Bailey.
well, I gotta say something real quick, actually.
Yeah.
You know what's really weird about how like that report came out about having it in the performance center and all that? I don't know if it's true because I'm seeing videos and they're still building the stage for Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia.
Huh.
So I don't know what they're doing.
It's kind of strange.
Yeah. Yeah, I have no idea what they're doing with Saudi Arabia. Well,
It's spooky.
it's gonna be in the performance center. It's gonna be in Saudi Arabia. Either way.
Maybe they're gonna build the stadium and just put a big ass TV.
Shit. Imagine.
It's not worth that money.
Yeah. Who you got winning though, Bailey or Bianca?
I think Bianca's gonna end up winning it.
You think she's gonna retain over Bailey?
Yeah.
All right, for sure.
Just to be
Yeah.
safe.
That's fair. That's fair. I'm gonna go again, Bailey. I expect a 7.5. Simple enough. Now we move on to the biggest match of the entire night: Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley 2. Now, this should be a car crash. This should be amazing if it's allowed that way. So, I think the build has been really amazing as well. They've done a good job at just making this feel like a big fight, and I think it will deliver on that promise. I want Bobby to win, but at the same time, Brock has basically taken nothing but losses to Roman Reigns for a straight year. And if I'm thinking about the beast, the aura behind the beast, I think they're going to give it to Brock Lesnar here. And I expect a 9 out of 10.
This is gonna be a great match. I definitely agree with this. Definitely a 9 out of 10. I think this is gonna be the most interesting match. And I probably just want Brock Lesnar, like Bobby Lashley to win. I like Bobby Lashley a lot more than Brock Lesnar, and I think Bobby Lashley has a lot. Between like, if you want to make an episode of who's better between Brock Lesnar and who's Bobby Lashley. It's completely honest for me. So I want to see him win that.
I would want. Oh, you're rating Berman?
9.
Cool. And then as for me, it's probably going to be Brock. But this is what I'm scared of. If I hope to God Triple H isn't dumb enough. But if almost is the reason why that Bobby Lashley doesn't win, I swear to God.
Wait, you think Omos is going to cost him?
I think he's going to get involved with Bobby Lashley again.
Really? Why do you think that is?
I don't know, man. The writing for the past 4 weeks has been so bad, and this is just fucking filler. Because after this, what are they going to do with Bobby? He obviously can't go after the title because Seth Rollins is currently reigning right now, and they're going to have him fights.
With the U.S. title?
Yeah. So what the hell is he going to do?
They could still do Rollins versus Bobby again at Survivor Series.
And they could do Roman against Roman. That would be a good match, actually.
Yeah, to be fair, there's only 3 members of the Brawling Brutes. They're going to need 2 people.
Unless he does like a team up with Omos again. I don't know.
I don't think they're going to do that. I don't think Triple H is that dumb.
I don't know, man. I don't know. But it's going to get like an 8.
You're predicting Brock, but with the help of Omos.
Yeah.
Very interesting. All right. Now we move on to the main event for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. First, the challenger, social media star, over 20 million followers and subscribers on YouTube and Instagram, each respectively. One half of Prime, the other half being KSI. And Logan Paul's boxer career, he fought Floyd Mayweather. He also has his brother who just recently beat Anderson Silva. So Logan Paul has a very good track record, I guess you could say. But then we go to the Tribal Chief, former Intercontinental Champion, former United States Champion, former WWE Tag Team Champion, former WWE Champion, former Universal Champion, and the current WWE Undisputed Universal Champion. And it's been for over 730 days. So, this is what I have to say. I don't dislike Logan Paul. You all may get that impression with what I'm about to say. But trust me, I do not dislike Logan Paul. I am neutral on Logan Paul. He is an athlete. And he, for someone who has only done 2 matches, about to be his third, is really freaking good. He barely botches and all this other stuff. But now let's cut to the chase, though. Every single move he's had is from somebody else. Just go back and watch the SummerSlam match. The reason why I gave the SummerSlam match as low of a score as I did wasn't just because of using AJ and Ciampa as lackeys, but it was also because of the fact that Logan literally did not come up with a single wrestling move on his own. He did the phenomenal forearm from AJ Styles. He did a frog splash through the table, skull-crushing finale, and kneeling DDT from The Miz. He just adapts shit from everyone and everything. Oh, the front flip neck breaker at WrestleMania, Seth Rollins' move. Three Amigos, Eddie Guerrero's move. My whole point is his entire move set. Not one fucking move is original. Not one. And that is ridiculous. And as for the other thing I gotta say, he's only had 2 matches, and this run isn't even a full-time run. John Cena, Brock Lesnar, Edge, Daniel Bryan, Jey Uso, Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins. You're going to slap all of those people in the fucking face for working week in, week out on their schedule, and then give the belt to Logan Paul. But Roman Reigns, he's part-time too. Yeah, but he's at least was a full-time wrestler for over 9 fucking years before he actually did become a part-timer. There is a massive, massive difference in all of this. So, I don't hate Logan Paul. But for the love of God, it would be the most disrespectful thing in wrestling history if we gave the belt to Logan Paul. Giving the belt to Logan Paul is exactly the same thing as what boxing has been for Jake Paul. Just the industry handed it. And now, I'm sorry, I'm not going to sit back and enjoy Logan Paul taking the industry. Fuck that. So, my prediction is Roman Reigns. This match will not be one of Roman's best ones, but again, he's working with someone who doesn't even have an original move. So I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10. And honestly, it'll probably be a lower score once the match is done.
Now, question for you, Danny. I want to answer that. What if in this match he makes his own moves?
I still wouldn't want him to win because he has never, ever done anything full-time. And again, it would be disrespectful to the Seth Rollinses, to the AJ Styles, to the Kevin Owens, to the Sami Zayn, just all those people. It's a massive middle finger to them if Logan gets this win. And honestly, this match cannot be any longer than 10 minutes. This needs to be a squash match.
I don't know about that one, but to me, I love Roman Reigns, but I don't like how he's super part-time right now. Me and Chris have the same feeling about Roman Reigns, that we don't like him that much because of how many times he does not, he's not like the fighting champion where he fights every single day or he fights every time he gets in there, but we respect him with all the crap he does. But I like Logan Paul because how he has been really impressive with his stuff. I will say for my prediction, Roman Reigns will win, but I have a little sliver of myself rooting a little bit for Paul just to see if he actually gets some lucky shots, and it'd be fun to see if he gets so close and Usos try to interfere, showing how that is. To me, this should be a fun match to watch. To me, I say 7.5. I feel like this is just going to be a good even match, really.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Oh, and your prediction, man?
Roman.
Okay. Roman's obviously gonna win it. I don't think you should squash Logan necessarily just because he's part time, and like I get it. He isn't
It's not
like
because he's part time though. It's because this is like a social media star. Like the fact that he's even getting a title match is an absolute joke.
well, there's no one else that can beat him, Daniel.
Oh
There's
shit!
no
There's
one
no
else
one
that
else that
there's
can
no
beat
one
him.
else can beat him. Cody
No,
Rhodes is
no,
out of
no, no, no.
commission.
Hold on.
Cody Rhodes
Hold-
is out of commission.
No, okay, hold
Bobby
on.
Lashley.
Bray Wyatt has never even got a shot. AJ Styles has never even got a shot. Freaking Kevin Owens is still gonna probably get a shot again. Sami
Bobby
Zayn
Lashley.
got a legit shot since he joined the Bloodline. Like, there's so many people other than Logan Paul. Like, it's insanity.
You know who I think is gonna show up at the end of the match though? And it's not gonna be Jake. It's gonna be Bray Wyatt. I have a fucking feeling he's gonna show up at the end of the match and he's like, "It's my time."
Which
That makes
honestly,
sense.
I kind of hope that happens. I want him to hit the Sister Abigail on both Roman and Logan to end the show. That would be really funny.
Yeah, and say, hey, I'm next at this.
Yeah.
Now you guys. Now I'm next.
Again, I think the match should not be any longer than 10 minutes. Longer than that, and that's ridiculous.
That's crazy. Daniel hates Logan Paul.
I did.
But no, it's gonna be a good match. I'm gonna give it a 7.5.
All right. Now, again, I'm not saying Logan can never become champion, but if he became champion right now, it would be the most disrespectful thing to WWE ever. It would be worse than giving Brock and Goldberg the titles, because at least those guys were actual elite wrestlers. So, with all that being said, we hope this is a good show, despite all the circumstances and trouble going on around it. Thank you all so much for watching. I've been Daniel,
I've been Berman.
Big Chris.
and we'll see you all in the next one. Take it easy.